You hear it all the time, right? Data is the new currency. But what happens when whole communities are basically forced to send that currency away? They ship their IT budgets and their most important digital information to some faraway, centralized data center. Well, they lose control. So today, we're going to dive into one company's strategy to help communities declare their own digital independence.
This phrase, it just cuts right to the heart of it, doesn't it? It's a really powerful idea that completely reframes how we think about data. It stops being just a technical thing and becomes a core community resource, something that should be owned and managed right there at home.
Okay, let's really break this comparison down, because this is the central conflict. On one side, you've got the giant hyperscale clouds, and when you use them, that often means capital flight. Your money is literally leaving your local economy. It means higher latency, because the data is so far away. And fundamentally, it means losing control. But on the other side, you have this sovereign cloud model. And the promise here is keeping that money local, getting ultra-low latency because it's right there, and getting true, actual ownership of your infrastructure.
So the big question is, how do you make that switch? Well, the solution we're looking at is being positioned as nothing short of a declaration of independence, and it's all powered by a product called the RIOS Sovereign Cloud Suite.
Now, what is this thing exactly? And this is where it gets really interesting. This is not a subscription you rent month after month. It's a perpetual software license. It's a one-time purchase that permanently turns a piece of hardware into a secure, locally owned cloud platform. Just think about that for a second. It's an asset you own, not a recurring bill you pay. And with this license, you unlock the whole shebang. You get infrastructure as a service, so local businesses can host their own virtual machines instead of renting them from a megacorporation. You get platform as a service, so local developers have the tools to build new things right there. And of course, you get the absolutely critical stuff, a secure data vault and a full disaster recovery solution. I mean, those are complete non-negotiables if you're handling sensitive data. But you know, having powerful technology is really only half the battle. The central challenge here is figuring out how to transform this amazing set of features into a trusted, market-ready platform that businesses will actually want to use.
So the first big hurdle is what we'll call the user experience gap. Right now, the tools are complex. They're built for certified experts. But for this to really work, a local business owner, someone who is not an IT pro, needs a simple, friendly portal where they can manage their stuff without needing a special degree. It just has to be easy to use.
The second gap, and you can argue it's even bigger, is the trust gap. I mean, think about it. Why would a business move its most critical data from a huge global name to a brand new, totally unproven local platform? Without any brand recognition, without any success stories or certifications, there's just this massive credibility deficit you have to overcome.
Okay, so pointing out the problems is one thing, but having a plan to actually fix them, that's another story. This is where the strategy shifts from just identifying problems to laying out a really clear, actionable plan to bridge that all-important trust gap.
And here's the roadmap. Step 1, you tackle the user experience head-on by building that friendly cloud command portal. Step 2, you start building trust by launching a pioneer program to get those first critical success stories. Then, you add more value with a local app marketplace, you create a partner certification to scale up support, and finally, you plug in a billing solution so the owner can actually make money from it. It's a really comprehensive game plan.
All right, this brings us to the elephant in the room, the price. The strategy here proposes a $200,000 price for this license, and the key is to frame this not as a cost, but as a one-time investment in a permanent, revenue-generating community asset. Before we even look at the numbers, just think about this for a second. What would it actually cost to build an entire enterprise-grade cloud platform from scratch? The software, the integration, the security, the billing system, the investment required is just immense. And this slide really shows us why. The direct cost of goods sold is estimated at almost $96,000 per license. But look at that biggest line item, $85,000 for core R&D amortization. What that really means is you're paying for a tiny fraction of the millions of dollars in software engineering that were invested upfront just to create this platform.
So all of that brings us to the suggested retail price, $200,000. This is designed to deliver a gross margin of about 52%, which is pretty standard for enterprise software, especially for a platform that needs significant ongoing R&D to keep it secure and up-to-date for life. And the value proposition here is just so powerful. This isn't an endless subscription fee that just drains your budget every single month. It's a one-time cost that gives you true ownership. It's the key that unlocks a new local revenue stream, turning a cost center into a profit center for the whole community. It's a permanent asset. So let's bring it all home.
How does all of this add up to a cohesive strategy? How can you possibly compete in a market that's dominated by absolute giants?
Well, the strategy has two main parts. First, you attack and defend. The attack is to go after clients who have no choice but to care where their data lives. Think healthcare, law firms, local government. And the defend part is crucial. You don't compete with the big guys on features or price. You'll lose that battle. Instead, you compete on trust, on local partnership, and on being aligned with the local economy.
Second, you develop and consolidate. Develop means building a partner program with the local IT providers who already have the trust of local businesses. They become your sales and support team. And consolidate means you prioritize security above everything else. You go after those industry-standard certifications like SOC 2, which is a major audit that proves you handle customer data correctly. This is how you systematically build credibility and defend against threats.
And so, this whole strategy really leaves us with a fascinating question to chew on. For decades, we've just assumed that the future of computing was centralized and global. But maybe, just maybe, for reasons of security and economics and control, the real future of the cloud is being built right in our own backyards.